Salve, meum nomen Connor est. In Latin, that means hello, my name is Connor. I bet a lot of you have heard of the Greek gods, such as Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades. I bet a lot of you have also heard of the Roman gods, such as Jupiter, Neptune, and Pluto. Well, I'm almost positive almost none of you have heard of the Roman household gods. Good. Well, that's what I'm going to be teaching you about today. I bet you're wondering, what are Roman household gods? Well, they're pretty simple. They're just gods that the Romans worship that live in the house. So, there are lares. Lares are the guardians of the house. They're little figures that just guard the house and that the Romans worship. The lares are super important to the Romans because they are worshipped every morning. They're so important, in fact, that even the slaves have to worship them every morning. And that is a really big deal because slaves weren't necessarily treated as humans. They weren't treated horribly, but they weren't treated with much respect. Anyways, so those are the lares. The penates were the guardians of the pantry. They guarded the food. They were worshipped by all the Romans in the house, sacrificing a little bit of their meals to them. So those are the penates. The manes were the collected dead of the house. Say there was a family living in the same house for generations and generations. All the people who died would have been collected dead, and they would have been the spirits living in the house. Those are the manes. So say you could have a great-great-grandfather living in your house, and he'd just be a spirit. The lemurs were the mischievous dead. They like to pull pranks on people, and they like to cause mischief. So say you're just doing something, and then you fall or something. The Romans would assume that a lemur had messed with them. They're not monkeys, they're just little gods. Now, I bet you're wondering, how are they worshipped? Well, the lemurs, on May 1st, every year, there would be a festival for the lares. The festival is called the Lares Completiculi, and that is when all the Romans in town go and they have a giant festival just celebrating the lares. That's really important because lares were one of the most important household gods for them. There's also one other particular god. He's not a lares or penate or anything like that. He is an actual god. His name is Janus. He is represented with two faces, one on the back and one in the front. He is known as the god of beginnings and endings because he can see through the past and future. He's also the god of gates and doors, and he's the guardian of the outside of the house. He allows people in and allows them to leave, and he was the most important god to the Romans for the house. So these are just some of the important facts about Roman household gods. Wale!